Street en dan noemen we ja. Zo. Stop in dit vertellen.
Another famous Scot was a man who revolutionized the communication industry in his own time, and whose product is still revolutionizing. Bell. On March the 3rd, 1847. Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone, died on August the 2nd, 1922, aged 75, on his 600-acre estate, Banvrish, in Victoria County, Nova Scotia, Canada. Banvrish is Scots Gaelic for beautiful mountain.
Ja, dit is echt een stop. Want dit is de stop waar we even op zo staan. Ja. Zo.
I'm gonna play Lego, but Lego car. You can buy some
Philistine giant. In this classic tale of the underdog, it was expected that the much larger Goliath would defeat David, but this was not the case. David killed Goliath with a single slingshot to the head. Louis Comfort Tiffany, the American glass manufacturer, donated this window when he did his grand tour of Europe at the end of the 19th century. The circular watchtower on the corner guarded the graveyard against the incursions of the resurrection men. These were grave robbers who kept the anatomists in the early 19th century supplied with fresh corpses. Corpses were needed for medical students' dissection classes, but anatomists executed criminals for this purpose. There were not enough such corpses to satisfy demand, so those supplied by grave robbers were crucial to the anatomists. Grave robbers were paid handsomely for each corpse delivered, earning much more than the ordinary wage of a working man. So though grave robbing
Ja, dat is zo goed.
I heard that bit. There's some other stuff. Yeah. Not according to the map. They should take it back. Well, the timing works out very well.
James did not follow his uncle into brewing, into distilling instead. Profits from Scotland's first blended whisky product, Usher's Green Stripe. Ironically, James Usher did not drink alcohol. For Edinburgh's Cooperative Society, St Cuthbert's, as their main department store. St Cuthbert's expanded to become one of the largest societies in the British cooperative movement, employing some 3,000 people at its peak, and owning an equally large acreage of farmland. Society.
Ja.
Have you been there before?
We are now approaching the Grass Market, a lively part of the old town. This is a great place to leave the bus, have a meal or a drink and soak up the atmosphere. As you can see, the north side of this area has preserved more of its antique features than the south. Some of the pubs and buildings are remnants of the old, tall, irregular tenements that ranged in line in the lee of the great ridge of the Castle Rock. As long ago as 1477, it was decided that a weekly market should be held here for wood and timber, while on Fridays, old craith and gear were to be sold. This old Scottish phrase means old furniture or apparatus for work and mechanical devices. In the year 1560, the corn market was shifted from its old site at the Tron to here in the Grass Market, where there was more room for meeting and bargaining. From that time until the early Edwardian period, agriculture may be said to have centred its movements and interests here in the Grass Market. This was the chosen resort of the country carter, the local carrier, the cattle drover, the shepherd, the farmers, both rich and poor, and the horse dealer. This was a place of noise, a place of hustle and bustle, a place, in short, of commerce. To the weekly market, people flocked to this particular part of the city. To accommodate these visitors' needs, a large amount of pubs and rooming houses, both expensive and cheap, began to appear everywhere in this area. One of these has survived for over 600 years, the old White Hart. Not only has it defied time and the elements, but also, in the First World War, a bombing in a Zeppelin raid. In his day, this dwelling was the chosen rendezvous of the lowland gentry and highland lairds, who conducted business in this part of the town. Both Samuel Taylor Coleridge and William Wordsworth were among the pub's notable visitors. In the age before steam, the White Hart was a hub for traffic between the city and the country as a whole. Journeys made by carrier carts and passenger coaches began here, so the inn was well known to travellers. It was because of this that in 1803 an unusual trio arrived to stay overnight at this hostelry. They were William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge, two of the poets who helped to launch the Romantic Age in English literature. The other member of that select band of travellers was Wordsworth's sister, Dorothy, who famously remarked, "We drove to the White Hart in the Grass Market, an inn which had been mentioned to us, and which we conjectured would better suit us than one in a more..." Sandstone building is the McEwen Hall, which is Edinburgh University's graduation hall. The building of this hall was financed by the McEwen brewing family, who created a vast brewing empire in the 19th century. Eventually, they were the subject of a takeover bid from Heineken, and later sold to Wells and Youngs. The architect of both this building and the one beyond it, the world-renowned Edinburgh Medical School, was Sir Robert Rowand Anderson. He designed an unusual feature in the McEwen Hall, twin staircases, both clockwise and anti-clockwise, winding round each other. This ensured a speedy evacuation of the venue, as when exiting, the odd-numbered rows went to one staircase, while the
kazerne. Dit is dus helemaal niet waar.
Nee.
Het is gewoon het oude gebouw, hè?
Ja, dit is wel zo'n kazerne geweest.
Ja.
Malootje. Straatje in. Dan zou je denken, nou, er is nog een straat tussen het kasteel. Nou hoor, er is gewoon nog een straat tussen. Zand op, maar best...
Je zou echt niet verwachten dat er nog een weg tussen zat, hè?
Nee. Maar ik ben even eens kijken of dat die bier dan nou.
Er staat er niks aan. We zitten dus hier.
Ja, dat is koud. We hebben deze nog niet. We hebben 4 niet gehad. We hebben 4 niet gehad.
Sell out months in advance. The next stop is the ideal place to alight to visit Edinburgh Castle, the Scottish Whisky Experience, the Camera Obscura, the Tartan Weaving Centre, the real Mary King's Close, and, if it is open, Gladstone's Land, as well as the Free Writers Museum and St Giles High Church. May we take this opportunity to remind you that if you are going to the castle, you can obtain fast entry tickets from our driver and avoid the queues. Our tickets are exactly the same price, but they are better as they are fast track. Please remember, when you wish to reboard the bus, return to this stop and indicate to the driver you wish the bus to stop by putting your hand out. If you fail to signal to the driver,
zitten ook nog echt wel wat stokjes en dingetjes. Deze kant zijn we niet meer lopen. We willen de volgende stop.
Zo hebben we hier al gelopen.
We kunnen hier wel uitstaan.
En hier hebben we al gelopen.
Maar we kunnen hier wel uitgaan, daar weet ik nou niet. Maar dat is ook wel een idee. Dat zijn voor die cash.
Agora depois chegou aos
Ja, we kunnen uit hier doorlopen.
Dat is gewoon.
pessoas mais lá. Ficar para aqui.
No. Oh no.
You can see the sea.
Zit lekker.
You can see the sea.
Heel, heel.
Useless.
Okay.
It's okay. Thank you.
I just want to take a picture of that. I'll take
Cheers. Mom. Hurry up, bus. Hurry up, bus.
Oh, it's okay.
So guys, there are lots of people and I think this is the busy area of Edinburgh. So as you see, there is lots of people. So this is the last day of Edinburgh, guys. So this is day 2 in the bus. Then this is the last day. So anyway, so after we've been to Edinburgh, so we are gonna record the A1 time lapse.
Então a gente pode fazer o tour de uma hora sem saber inglês. Só vendo. Eu vou ouvir inglês. Para entender uma coisa que a gente fala em português. Tá ouvir português? Esse aqui dura umas 4 horas. Sim, a gente pode pegar a carona. É bom até se a gente quiser mais. Cansada de andar. É, não pegou Uber. A gente fazia isso. Não, é esse mesmo. Também já fiz isso várias vezes. Quando eu não pego guia, eu gosto de pegar um guia assim, você sabe. Eu achei esse aqui, eu achei esse aqui pra vocês. É, muito bom. Se eles pularem fora, não é pro. Acho que é aqui, ó. Não quiser. uma coisa.
Português Brasil.
So the tickets are valid for 24 hours of the city sightseeing and tour of the boss. Now we're on the move.
Oh no, is the lights changing?
We're on the bridge. Look, we are on the bridge.
So there was bus stop closed.
Of a Scottish banking family paid for this statue to be erected. This is the smallest listed structure in Edinburgh, and Bobby is one of the most photographed dogs in the world. This stop is for the National Museum of Scotland. The section housed in the more modern building tells the story of Scotland from prehistory to the present. The 19th century section, with its wonderful galleried interior, contains a myriad of exhibits which illustrate and explore scientific, social and natural history, together with design and technology. Many of the displays are interactive. Entry to the museum is free. The statue on the pavement outside the museum is of Sir William Chambers, a reforming 19th century Lord Provost of the city, after whom this thoroughfare is named. With his brother, the noted lexicographer Robert, he published the Chambers English Dictionary. The other statue is of William Henry Playfair, one of the leading architects in the building of the new town. This tour passes a number of his buildings. At the far end of the street, the large building is the quadrangle of Old College, part of the University of Edinburgh. It was originally designed by Robert Adam, but later completed by William Henry Playfair. The university was founded in the late 16th century and was the fourth in Scotland, following behind St Andrews, Glasgow and Aberdeen. It is the sixth oldest university in what is now Great Britain. In 2010, the college quadrangle was re-landscaped, and during the work, the remains of the original university library were discovered, together with scientific equipment believed to have been the property of Joseph Black, who became professor of chemistry here in 1766. An important figure in Edinburgh's 18th century intellectual life, Joseph Black discovered carbon dioxide gas. Back on the right is Nicholson Square. In the garden of Nicholson Square stands the brass foundry pillar, showing the coat of arms of Scotland, England and Wales, and also of 20 royal boroughs. The pillar was exhibited
great food, amazing prices.
This is West Richmond Street, and the street on the right is Davy Street. The large imposing building on the left of that street is one of the half-dozen or so remaining board schools built by the Heriot's Trust for the education of the poor.
Yes.
Designed by Heriot's in-house architect Alexander Black, this is one of a series of 13 schools built by the Trust to bring elementary learning to the masses, predating both the Elementary Education Act of 1870 and the Universal Education Act of 1880. Ahead of the bus, before we turn, you obtain a fine snapshot-style view of that part of the Salisbury Crags, known locally as Samson's Ribs. The buildings on the right house various University of Edinburgh functions. Some of these buildings are the remains of an old brewery. During the Edinburgh International Festival Fringe, this is where the BBC broadcast their live shows, and there are lengthy queues for programmes such as Just a Minute and other cult classics. It is also one of the main venues for comedy. Also sited here are the remains of a Jewish cemetery.
Traffic light. I saw a big traffic light. Daddy, I saw a big traffic light.
Where? Ah,
Yeah.
over there. Okay.
Ow, ow.
Wrong way. Oh, middle wrong. Here.
Just right.
Yeah.
Big traffic light, Daddy. Big traffic light.
Yeah.
Another big traffic light.
Mas acho que é outra coisa. Não, né?
Okay, it's a big traffic light.
Cervejaria.
What's it got?
Dynamic.
fast, Eddie.
Yes.
Phenomenal. The creator of the world's most famous magician, Harry Potter. And that person is, of course, J.K. Rowling. The first edition of Encyclopaedia Britannica was both compiled and printed in Anchor Close, just off High Street in 1768. Also
Thank you. Wow, wow. Ice cream. I need ice cream.
think this is gonna be the end. So how do you think of that bus ride? Type in the comments below.
Some Lego car.
Yeah. It will not buy it. I will take a Lego car from Gary. Okay.
Isso é um cara. Isso é um cara. Uma mulher. É um cara. Ó.
Não é ótimo. Mas foi fácil. Nossa, meu é muito melhor.
É?
Tipo, a voz é muito mais agradável.
Bom, não, é um pouquinho mais atrasado. É um delayzinho, entendeu? Eu tinha acabado de ler a história e ia publicar aí. Senão vai ficar confortável. Calton Hill. É onde nós estamos.
Should you decide to visit Calton Hill, you will find the City Observatory, built for the Astronomical Institution, Observatory House, designed by James Craig, the Nelson Monument, designed to resemble a telescope, and the National Monument, intended to be a copy of the Parthenon in Athens. Unfortunately, the money ran out before the National Monument could be finished, leaving just a row of columns. Because of this, it is known locally as Edinburgh's disgrace.
Acabou.
Hello.
So over there was a broken traffic
Oh,
light.
yeah.
Um destaque debaixo. Não tô conseguindo saber onde a gente está. Vamos nessa rua. Meio-dia a gente tem que ir no castelo.
So in the city centre, give cyclists a space, as you see. If you don't give cyclists a space, the cyclist will fall on the road, which will be not good. So this is going to be the end of the So this is the end of the tour, guys, and if you want to go on the bus, you need to book a ticket there, and it will be valid for 24 hours. So this is the end of the tour, so thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell and smash the thumbs up button. I'll see you on next video. Bye.